Cancer. The word alone can change a life in an instant. It's a diagnosis that brings fear, uncertainty, and countless questions. For centuries, cancer has haunted humanity, touching everyone, regardless of status or background. But the story of cancer is more than a medical tale. It's a deeply human journey. It's about loss and pain, but also about resilience and hope. Every diagnosis divides life into a before and after, connecting millions in a shared struggle. Understanding cancer's history reveals how far we've come and how much further we have to go. Each setback has been met with determination, each advance a testament to human spirit. The emotional toll is immense, but so is the courage it inspires. Families, friends, and communities rally together, showing the best of humanity. Behind every breakthrough are not just scientists and doctors, but also brave patients and their loved ones. Their stories drive the relentless search for answers. Our understanding of cancer has evolved from superstition to science. What was once a mysterious curse is now studied at the molecular level. This progress is the result of centuries of curiosity and effort. Each generation has built on the last, from ancient healers to modern geneticists. The goal remains to understand and defeat this complex disease. This is the story of that journey, a journey that continues today, filled with more hope than ever before. The fight against cancer is far from over, but with every discovery, we move closer to a future where cancer is no longer a shadow over humanity, and that hope drives us forward. Our story begins in ancient Egypt, where the earliest known description of cancer appears in the Edwin Smith Papyrus around 1600 BC. It describes breast tumors, bulging, cool to the touch, and heartbreakingly untreatable. Ancient doctors could see the disease, but they were powerless to stop it. In ancient Greece, Hippocrates named the disease crab after the way tumors spread. The Latin word endures to this day. Hippocrates believed cancer was caused by an excess of black bile, a theory later championed by Galen in Rome. Galen's ideas, though incorrect, shaped medicine for over a millennium. He believed cancer was systemic, discouraging surgery and fueling a sense of helplessness. The image of the crab, tenacious and invasive, captured the disease's nature. Early physicians with limited tools took the first steps, naming the enemy and seeking its cause. Their theories were flawed, but their curiosity laid the foundation for future discoveries. Even in error, they moved us forward. The journey to understand cancer had begun, and the search for answers would span centuries. The Middle Ages brought a halt to scientific progress. Galen's teachings became dogma, and cancer was seen as a punishment from God or the work of evil spirits. Fear and shame surrounded the disease. Many hid their diagnosis. Treatments focused on rebalancing the body's humors, bloodletting, purging, special diets, but none worked. Surgery was rare, dangerous, and often fatal. Without anesthesia or knowledge of infection, operations were terrifying. Most doctors believed removing tumors was pointless, as cancer was thought to affect the whole body. For most, a cancer diagnosis was a death sentence. Yet some healers kept hope alive, passing down herbal remedies and folk wisdom. The Middle Ages remind us what happens when curiosity is stifled. Progress stalls and fear takes over. But even in darkness, the desire to heal persisted. People grew restless, yearning for knowledge and change. The stage was set for a new era of discovery. The veil over cancer was about to be lifted. The Renaissance sparked a revolution in medicine. Scholars questioned old authorities and turned to direct observation. Andreas Vesalius led the way, dissecting human bodies and exposing errors in Galen's anatomy. Knowledge was now built on evidence, not tradition. Doctors began performing autopsies, seeing tumors inside the body and how cancer spread. The idea emerged. Cancer might be a local disease, not a systemic one. If so, perhaps it could be cured by removing the tumor entirely. This shift led to renewed interest in surgery despite the risks. Surgeons developed new techniques, aiming to remove tumors with healthy tissue around them. The Renaissance didn't cure cancer, but it changed the search. Medicine moved from superstition to science. The path to modern breakthroughs had begun. The quest for understanding was reignited, and hope returned to the fight. The invention of the microscope in the 17th century changed everything. Antony van Leeuwenhoek's lenses revealed a hidden world of cells. By the 19th century, scientists realized all living things are made of cells. Rudolf Virchow used the microscope to study tumors and discovered cancer is made of our own cells, cells that have gone rogue. The ancient theory of black bile was finally discarded. Cancer was no longer a mysterious curse, but a biological process. We now knew the enemy was within. This understanding transformed cancer research. The microscope gave us the power to study cancer at its roots. The challenge became, why do normal cells turn cancerous? The 19th century gave us the diagnosis. The next era would focus on finding the cure. The mystery was fading. Science was taking the lead. The 20th century brought new weapons against cancer: surgery, radiation and chemotherapy. Anesthesia and sterile techniques made surgery safer and more effective. The discovery of X-rays and radium led to radiation therapy, targeting tumors deep inside the body. Chemotherapy emerged from the ashes of chemical warfare as doctors realized certain chemicals could shrink tumors. Dr. Sidney Farber's work with leukemia in children proved that drugs could fight cancer throughout the body. Early detection tools like the pap smear and mammography saved countless lives. For the first time, cancer was not always a death sentence. The war on cancer had begun in earnest. Each advance brought new hope. The fight was now on many fronts, and the world was determined to win. The battle lines were drawn. The 21st century ushered in a new era: precision medicine. Surgery, radiation and chemotherapy saved lives, but often at a high cost to healthy cells. The mapping of the human genome changed everything. Scientists discovered that cancer is not one disease, but hundreds each with unique genetic mutations. Targeted therapies emerged: smart drugs that attack cancer's specific weaknesses. Gleevec turned a fatal leukemia into a manageable condition, marking a paradigm shift. Immunotherapy followed, teaching the immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. For some, these treatments brought long-lasting remissions. The approach was no longer to poison, but to outsmart. Cancer care became more precise, more personal. The future of treatment was being rewritten. Hope was no longer just survival, it was a better quality of life. The revolution had begun. Today, we're rewriting the rules of cancer care. Genomic sequencing allows doctors to map the unique genetic code of each tumor. This is the heart of personalized medicine, tailoring treatment to each patient's biology. Artificial intelligence sifts through massive data, helping diagnose cancer earlier and predict the best treatments. CAR T-cell therapy re-engineers a patient's own immune cells to hunt down cancer. Liquid biopsies, simple blood tests, detect cancer DNA and monitor treatment, no surgery needed. These advances are pushing us into a new era. We're not just treating cancer, we're learning to outsmart it at the molecular level. The pace of discovery is accelerating. Every breakthrough brings us closer to a cure. The fight is now smarter, faster, and more hopeful than ever. The code of cancer is being cracked, and the future looks brighter. The journey through cancer's history is one of progress and hope. We've moved from fear and mystery to knowledge and power. More people survive cancer today than ever before. For many, a diagnosis is now the start of a treatable journey. But challenges remain. Some cancers are still deadly, and access to care is unequal. The next frontier is making breakthroughs available to all. Prevention, early detection, and cutting-edge treatment must reach everyone. Scientists are developing vaccines, nanotechnology, and exploring the microbiome's role in cancer. Collaboration and discovery are accelerating. Each step forward honors those who have fought and those still fighting. The story of cancer is ultimately a story of hope and human spirit. We face the future together, driven by compassion and determination. The shadow of cancer is lifting, and the journey continues with more promise than ever before.